Hey, spooky friends, and welcome to The Three Twisted Sisters, hosted by Britt.
Kay.
And Lexi.
And on today's episode, we will be discussing haunted movie sets.
Yes. And if you guys are watching this on our YouTube, which is Three Twisted Sisters Podcast, you will see us in some interesting costumes. And we are referencing the movies that we are going to talk about today.
But first off, just to get into the Halloween spirit, let's talk about some of our favorite, what are your guys' go-to Halloween movies?
I've said it once, and I've said it. Sinister.
Oh, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm. It's
that
so
one,
scary.
Legit, yes.
For me, other than Hocus Pocus and Beetlejuice, for me it's The Shining.
Yes, I love The Shining.
I watch it every Halloween.
Love The Shining. And this Dr. Sleep is also really good. I know you guys haven't seen it yet. You have to watch it this year.
No,
okay,
just kidding.
It's very good.
I also do like the Insidious ones.
Yes.
Or pretty cool.
I'm not I love scary movies, but as I've gotten older, in my older age, stuff that's too scary, I'll watch it once, but I'm not a repeater. I don't think The Shining is scary.
Give us an example.
I don't want to watch The Conjuring or Insidious over and over and over again.
I don't watch them over and over.
Yeah, but I don't ever care to watch any of them again.
They're good. They're good stories. Some of the scary movies are they're bogus. Not bogus, but not as well put together.
Yeah.
And I think those are really well put together.
No, they're definitely good scary movies, but that's why I don't want to watch them again. If I have to, I will, and it'll be good. But if I could choose not to, I'm not.
Mine are probably, I with the kids and stuff, we love the Halloween Town movies.
Funny.
Nightmare Before Christmas. That one is the perfect bridge between, I think, between
Halloween
October
and Christmas.
December. Yeah, it's the perfect mix. But I also, I'll watch them year around, but I love the Scream movies.
Yeah,
I don't like those. See, movies like that where it can actually not that the spirit stuff can't happen, but
real people scare you more.
Yeah, I'm in a public bathroom and 4 stalls away from me is a murderer trying to get me. No thanks. What am I gonna do? Shit myself? And you know what I mean?
Probably.
So let's get into the movies that we absolutely don't want to watch. Do you guys have any?
The Exorcism.
Yeah. Well, I will never watch
any of The Exorcist or Exorcism.
I saw it for the first time 2 years ago. My goodness, that's kind of scary. It's an old movie, but it's pretty scary.
Yeah,
it is. And even I feel like that one is we talk about a few movies today that have quote unquote stood the test of time, and The Exorcism,
people still talk about
or The Exorcist, I mean.
I think the versions that we watched today and the versions that left the theater were not the original. They had all these different scenes that they ended up having to take out because people were
terrified,
getting sick in the movie theater. Because it was the first really big shocking movie. I mean, it is so disgusting and disturbing. I hate that movie. I've only watched it 1.5 times. I'll never watch it again.
It's with the little girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The Exorcism of Emily Rose, I don't really care about.
No, that one was terrible.
It was scary when we first watched it because we were in middle school and we watched it at a sleepover. That was gross and creepy, and I definitely stayed up the whole sleepover and had trouble sleeping. And sometimes even I'm if I get up in the middle of the night and then go back to bed, I'm oh my gosh, is something in here gonna like possess me? But that one did not bother me as much as the regular Exorcist. It's
You know
disgusting.
which one that might be controversial that I think is scary and I won't watch is Paranormal Activity.
I love the Paranormal Activities.
No,
they
because
are so scary.
they
though.
are, and
Mhm.
they're like all kind of linked together. But one of
Mhm.
them was based off a house that like was in the city I lived in high school.
Oh,
Really?
And they even did the filming there.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. Brittany and I watched them in theaters. I love those movies, but they are so scary.
Yeah.
Like I know people think that they're just like stupid, but they're not. Like when you've actually experienced
hauntings.
scary hauntings, like they are scary.
Yes. Oh, I've got a good one. Have you guys seen either or really? And maybe this shows like when I was younger, I used to really not really like, but I used to watch like the Saw movies. And now I'm like I can't like I'm not interested. But
that was when I first watched the first Saw.
That was intense.
I was in 6th grade.
Yeah,
that
movie's intense.
And I was like,
yes.
Nope.
I was like in 4th grade when I saw that.
It's so disgusting. And I've never watched again. Hills Have Eyes.
I haven't seen
We'll
that.
never, ever, ever watch any of those again.
Is that the one where they're like rock people?
They're not rock people, but they're like mute, like deformed people.
So the two that I'm like, no, like I don't ever want to watch them again. Like they definitely were way too much for me. Hereditary and Midsummer.
Oh my god, I saw Midsummer. That one's so creepy.
I never saw Midsummer,
It's
but
so bad.
Hereditary was pretty gross.
Blair Witch is a good one to watch too.
I've never
Back
seen
to
that
the
one.
old ones.
We talked about this the other day. I have never ever thought that the Blair Witch movie, I've only seen the first one, but I've never thought it was scary ever.
You're nuts.
No,
You're
everyone
nuts.
I get
Go
it.
stand in the corner, Kayla, now.
I will, and you'll be freaking out.
Why?
Like because nothing ever happens. It's all like this suspense thriller. That's what it is. And it's like
a
creepy
slow
things,
burn.
people go missing. But there's no
finding
like
out what happened.
murderer. It's just the Blair Witch.
Who's
and
the
you
Blair
never
Witch?
you never see her.
That's annoying.
The camera angling is so annoying.
So it was one of the first
It's
movies to do like a documentary style horror movie. And the way that they marketed the movie was like claiming that it was true. Like that this was found footage movies. It was like one of the first ones. So people were like, holy crap. Like they were all paid actors, but and the Blair Witch is like a mystical, it's based off of a true woman, but like the legend of her. But
but the story isn't true.
No, the movie isn't, but they made it seem like this was footage that they found in the forest.
And it was like a minute before they were like, hey, just kidding. You know, this, because it rolls on like with no credits or anything, like it's literally found footage.
Yeah.
So I say like if you haven't seen it, you should at least see it once, because by the last scene you'll be like, holy shit, like it just like gets you.
And you do feel like that. I'm not saying I didn't feel like that, but it's like Jeepers Creepers, like,
oh god.
But no, it's not as bad as Jeepers Creepers, because the whole time we watched that we were rolling on the ground laughing. It was so stupid. And then this part, Facebook movies, the Facebook watch area. I don't know why it like attacks me, but the other day on Facebook watch, I was just scrolling, and then I see like a clip from the Jeepers Creepers where he's like, "Go back, go turn around," and Jeepers Creepers is running through the cornfield, and the blonde chick is like, "What?" And it's all slow mo, and then it zooms in on the rose tattoo on his belly button. It's so that movie.
It's irresponsible.
Literally, I don't get it. What
No.
about that movie is scary? Like, yeah, he's gross with his like
scariness,
but
yeah,
because he's got the rose tattoo on his belly button.
Yeah.
And it's
like Justin Long. What are you thinking?
Why does the camera zoom in on it like that?
Why is it such a pivotal like?
I don't. Maybe
part
we should
of
have
the
paid
story
attention
that he has
more.
this rose tattoo. It's so.
Did it make sense to you?
No, I don't remember it.
So in the movie, Justin Long, his character literally has a rose tattooed around his belly button, and it's just. It made me die laughing. Okay, so last question before we get into the haunted movie sets. If you guys, out of all of like the horror movie, like monsters and like bad guys and scary things, who wouldn't you want to answer your door to for trick-or-treating?
6.5 hours later.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
Probably Freddy Krueger. Because you can't escape him.
Oh, in your dreams?
Yeah. But like, Jason, please. Michael.
He's like supernatural. They're both supernatural.
They all are, but Freddy is in your
yeah, he's in your dreams.
Yeah, he's in your dreams.
And it's like you can't sleep. And then when you're not sleeping, you start like hallucinating.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm back, motherfucker. It's like there's no escaping him. Honestly, mine would be the sinister one.
I was gonna say that too. Cause he's like the boogeyman.
Literally, he's so scary.
Oh. Yes. And the fact that he would get the kids to do
things.
Like, yo. Forget about it. No.
It's so sinister.
I'll pick a different one. Probably no Jigsaw.
That would be pretty creepy.
Like, punch him up a little tricycle.
He's resilient.
The little
Have you seen those videos of them? Jigsaw as a roommate.
Your car keys are on the other side of the kitchen, but I've lined the kitchen floor with disposable razors.
Yeah.
If you cross it, do dare.
Yeah, like, dude, come on. Yeah, I guess both of you guys' picks is like pretty on point.
Candyman? Is that the one where you close your eyes in the mirror? Or
Candyman does do that. Bloody Mary too.
Oh, Bloody Mary, I mean.
I think Candyman, you say his name 3 times. I vaguely remember that too.
Yeah.
Almost said it 3 times, chill.
I think the same person has to say
Mine would be
Should I do it?
Juice.
Hey,
don't fun time. You're just kidding.
Don't mock.
That you wouldn't want to answer the door, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wait, yeah, you're right. What's another one? Let me think. The Darkness Falls Tooth Fairy. Fuck no. No.
Yeah. Because I feel like any of the other ones, there's ways that we can.
You can like
save ourselves. Yeah. Like if it's like something paranormal, like The Grudge. Well, I don't know how you get rid of that. But I feel like because of like the scary movies, I feel like I could still live my life Like,
or
she would be-
Samara
Oh
Who's
yeah,
Samara?
well she
from The Ring.
from The Ring.
Oh, the one that comes out of the.
Yeah, because the 7 days and she kills you and you can't get away from it. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a really.
And then you have
good
to
one.
pick someone to watch the tape.
Oh yeah, I forgot that part.
Taking it back
I've-
to the witch trials.
I'm
Not
not gonna
even
sleep
take-
tonight.
Moving it forward to like email forwards or like Facebook
Chainmail.
like share this now or you're not my friend or like those stupid things.
Share this now. She's gonna be in your dreams
or you'll
tonight.
get bad luck.
Yes.
Come
Yeah.
for you.
Yep.
I forgot you had to pick someone.
If it's Chucky, like I figure like I could take him.
Fucking
If
cunt.
it's like from one of the killers from my favorite Scream movies, I could take them. Like Freddy, like fuck that, because yeah, you're right. He's in your dreams. He's in your dreams.
He's in your dreams.
Michael
Yeah.
Myers, I don't want to answer the door. Sorry.
I mean, I wouldn't want to answer the door, but the absolute least one that I would want.
No,
is
but he's
probably
kind of like nothing kills him. Like
Michael.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing kills
So
him.
he'll
I mean,
ne-
he's literally blown up. Like how many times now?
He'll
He's been
never-
cut up.
stop walking towards you, no matter how far you go.
Mhm. That's true love right there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
devotion.
Okay, I've got a good question. Which one would you want to help you defeat the one that you answer the door to?
What if I want to
Ooh.
use themselves? I want to use the Sinister to defeat the Sinister,
No.
like
Yeah.
a variant.
Ooh.
Tell me that I can't. The multiverse is
can't.
real.
I'm telling you right now, I can't. So who would you pick?
Okay.
Mm.
So
I would
picked-
use Freddy,
You would use Freddy to defeat
the Sinister.
Sinister. That's a good one. Yeah, I wish I could use Freddy.
You can't. There's no variants. No
No,
multiverse.
there is.
No, there's not.
There
I
is.
I would get it to take care of Freddy for me.
Really?
Damn it, that's a good one.
That's a good one too.
Mm-hmm.
Samara, how I would
Oh yeah.
take care of her. Ew.
How would you?
Michael. Michael,
Oh, yeah.
take her out
Take her out.
But
repeatedly.
He's just like your stand-in bodyguard. Every 7 days she comes back and he takes care of her.
I'm like, thanks, Michael.
Yeah. Ugh. Well, that was an interesting little conversation to get us all spooked for the day.
Seriously.
You're welcome. Okay, so I am dressed as Lorraine Warren from The Conjuring.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my best attempt to look like her.
Oh. I
beautiful.
am oh,
Thank you,
Well,
ma'am.
I am dressed as Jack Nicholson's character from The Shining. My best attempt, guys. Okay.
Here's Johnny.
Here's Johnny. Yeah, I can't do it that well.
That was really good.
And I, again, best attempt at dressing up as a clown doll from Poltergeist
Oh.
in this retro Halloween costume that's at least 30 years old.
But
Thanks,
it's
Grandma.
so cute. Yeah. He looks so cute.
Oh, thank you.
And I don't even like clowns. Like I'm pretty scared of clowns, but you look so
I
cute.
am too, like, high key.
You look adorable.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'll go ahead and start us off with the first haunted movie set that we will be covering tonight. And it's Poltergeist. Now, I specifically did not mention it in any, we didn't really necessarily get an honorable mention with the like pros and cons list of Halloween movies, because honestly it's irresponsible. It's a creepy movie, and I remember watching it as a like young and being creeped out by it so much that I was just like, no, I never saw the second or the third, never watched the remake. The first one was like one and done. So I'm covering the first one only. Now, this movie itself has a supposed curse around it. And so let's just jump into it. So, Poltergeist was released in 1982, and it was an instant Halloween classic, a very instantaneous 80s movie, like got all the 80s vibes in it. So it was released in 1982, like I said, written by big names like Steven Spielberg. And the film follows an upper middle class family of 5 who recently purchased a new home. The film, if you haven't seen it, includes sinister hauntings with poltergeist activity involving a white static TV, a creepy clown doll, and a pool pit of skeletons, just to name a few of the scares. So the movie's cast includes Craig T. Nelson as Dad, Jo Beth Williams as the mother, Heather O'Rourke as the youngest daughter, and my personal favorite, Zelda Rubinstein, who was in one of my all-time favorite Halloween movies as a kid, Teen Witch. Love that movie.
Yeah.
Top that. Just kidding. So, although this successful, fun, and frightening film has withstood the test of time over the years, the poltergeist curse and haunted set is just really like too coincidental, in my opinion. So, if you haven't seen the film, one of the suspected reasons why there's so much poltergeist activity is due to the fact that the home potentially was built on Native American burial grounds. Now, again, if you haven't seen the movie, let me just describe this scene to you that I'm going to be discussing. And it is the famous pool scene. So, in their backyard, they have like a pit where they're going to be like filling with cement and creating a pool, right? Well, at this one part, it is like full of water, it's raining, and the mom falls into the pool or into the pit, and basically gets attacked by skeletons. And they're like all over her, and she's like screaming in terror. Well, so Jo Beth Williams, who played the mother, she falls into the pit. And the scariest part about this, not necessarily like watching the film, but realizing that those skeletons were not props, that they were real human
They
remains.
put real human remains?
They
Why
did.
in tarnation would they do that?
So this famous scene is incredibly, incredibly creepy. But knowing now that they were in fact real skeletons, real remains, is just so, it's too much in my opinion.
It's disgusting. Not only is it just like disrespectful in general, but it's just disgusting. And then to not even have the permission of the actor or actress that's having to work with them.
Oh yeah, and Jo Beth had no idea. She had been like in this pool of water, muddy water with, countless skeletons, and she's quoted saying like she had absolutely no idea that they were in fact real. And it actually came out that instead of crafting their own or buying their own prop skeletons, that it was significantly cheaper to use human skeletons.
Where are they getting them?
I have no idea. like a medical college. That's like the first thing my
Just
brain
murdered a
goes
bunch of
to.
people to get the skeletons.
Yeah, there's no.
It's so much cheaper, guys. Trust me.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
And I'm like, that's just, in my opinion, I'm like, that's just asking for some creepy activity to be.
And like the budgeting, it's like human skeletons and a like the price
Yeah.
of it.
yeah.
We got them for free. We dug them up ourselves.
Literally.
My goodness. So just disturbing and yucky and just all around not a movie that I'm interested in seeing again.
No.
Now this next part is personally like my worst nightmare. For sure. I had known about the skeletons for like a couple years, I think. But I didn't know about this particular one until I was researching the haunted set itself. So in the film, the family is called the Freelings. And so the Freelings' son, Robbie, played by actor Oliver Robbins, was shooting a famous scene with this demonic clown doll, which, by the way, it's like almost like life size, this clown doll, right? And he's like creeped out ever since like they moved in. He's like creeped out by this doll. Well, in this particular scene, he's hiding under his bed and the clown doll is just, there and is coming to attack him, right? Well, during the filming of the demonic possessed doll scene, the horrifying animatronic clown doll becomes sorry, I said the animatronic. Okay.
I was like, what kind of a word is this? Okay.
So the clown itself was an animatronic doll. And so when filming this scene began, at this point, the doll and Oliver, the actor, are under the bed, and the doll is supposed to be attacking the boy, right? Well, all of the sudden, the doll actually was malfunctioning, and its arm ripped forward and began strangling the young actor. Now, at first, people on set didn't realize, but Steven Spielberg jumped up and ran to the boy, got the thing off of him, and got him away from it. And that literally sounds like an absolute nightmare to me.
Wait, how did it start choking him? It moved its arm? I thought it was like they were doing the pretend choke scene and then it like didn't let go. It grabbed him?
Okay, let me back up.
When you told me earlier, it made it sound like the scene where it's choking him, that it wouldn't let go. But you said his arm jumped out.
You know what? That's probably it.
Its arm jumped out and started choking him, and no one cared.
It's gonna be like a new short clip by Steven Spielberg, like just that.
I'm so stupid. I haven't seen that movie in so long. So in the possessed doll scene with the young actor, the doll, the animatronic robot doll.
Animatronic.
Thank you.
Wrong.
The animatronic. The animatronic doll. The robot doll.
Animatronic.
Animatronic. Okay.
Now I don't think I'm saying it right.
Animatronic.
So anyway, the robot doll actually began choking the little boy. It
Oh, hell
malfunctioned
no.
and it began choking him. So much
Jeez.
so, at first, everybody on set didn't realize, but Steven Spielberg, of course, jumped up and ran, got the robot off the boy, and saved him.
Now,
And
how would he know that it was malfunctioning?
Maybe because the little kid was crying.
No one else
he was
knew.
probably literally like getting choked out.
Yeah, like, oh, that's not acting, that's real.
Yeah, like
I
I
was
was
everyone
thinking
else-
happening.
And everyone else is like, that's really good acting.
After
Yeah.
the last like episode of talking about witch trials, we're like sitting in the podcast room. I'm like, someone's out to get it, no matter what. Like he knew that it was gonna attack him. Like he knew it was possessed or something in real life.
Oh. No, the
I don't
boy,
trust that guy.
he had like talked about it in an interview, and he said, you know, if Steve, because he's on first name basis with Mr. Spielberg.
Imagine being on first name basis with him.
I know.
Steve.
Dude bought real skeletons.
He
no,
didn't.
thank you.
His
Oh, you're right. The prop department did.
yeah.
Everybody involved with the movie was okay with real life skeletons.
Except the actress who had to do it.
Who paid for the movie, I should say.
There you go.
And who produced it and all of that jazz.
Yeah. Anyway.
So basically, this robot doll begins choking the boy. Total, literal, freaking nightmare. And Oliver was interviewed and reported saying, like, if Steve didn't jump up, I might not even be here. Like, it was terrifying for him. So the curse aspect of the film, like real skeletons and malfunctioning creepy clown dolls aside, both the daughters who were in the Freeling family were both young up and coming actresses. The eldest daughter was played by Dominique Dunn, and the youngest daughter was played by Heather O'Rourke. And Heather is the famous one, the little girl who just has like little angel face, who says, you know, like, they're here, and who talks through the TV and ends up getting kidnapped into the like spiritual realm. Either way, they both unfortunately passed away pretty suddenly and very young. Next page of notes. So, like I said, the movie was released in 1982, and the same year that the movie was released, Dominique unfortunately was strangled and left for dead by her abusive ex-boyfriend in her own driveway.
Jeez.
Yes. Unfortunately, so he left her for dead. Now, she sadly passed away 5 days later, and she was only 22 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And it's just, I've heard several podcasts cover her story, and it's absolutely heartbreaking. Now, Heather, in 1988, she was 12 at the time and was actually misdiagnosed later to having found out that she actually had Crohn's disease. She unexpectedly passed away due to a cardiac arrest after succumbing to septic shock from a bowel obstruction. Now, I guess she had health problems, and when I say she was misdiagnosed, it's because they didn't catch that she actually had Crohn's. And, you know, unfortunately, she passed away, but both the daughters on this film died way too young. It's just so heartbreaking and sad. And incredibly tragic. Now, a few, like there's a lot of strange instances and things like that. But so the author who was actually adapting the film into a novel, what's interesting is that he reportedly, on like the night that he finished the book and was ready to go, his house was actually struck by lightning. And so the lightning bolt hit his AC window unit and caused it to go shooting across the room. And it actually hit him in the back. And he said after this happened that the power went off in his, home. And when it came back on, all of his video games were playing by themselves.
That's
So
creepy.
just kind of creepy. And one of the actors who played like one of the paranormal investigators, he almost died in a fatal plane crash. Now, he was on a plane that sat 51 people, and he actually got stopped to sign an autograph. And in the seat that he was going to be sitting in, somebody else had taken that seat. So they gave him a spot in first class. And when the plane unfortunately crashed, he was safe in that first class seat. But the person who was sitting in his seat unfortunately passed away. So that's just like.
That's insane. Like, how. Oh. Ugh.
Another crazy tragedy. Now, there were also numerous random health problems that caused several actors and people who worked on the film to die like relatively quickly after its release, as well as like there I believe it was the second one, it might have been the third, but there was a man who played like the Native American medicine man type role in the film. And like I said, I haven't personally seen it, but it's been reported on like all of the sources that I looked for Poltergeist haunted set, that he had performed an exorcism on the set, like a real exorcism on the set of the second or third film, and it caused all of the strange stuff. Well, he had actually unfortunately passed away from a heart and lung transplant, which, I mean, granted, had a low survival rate itself because, those are major key organs. But he had passed away suddenly after that film had wrapped. All in all, with all of the tragedies, all of the strange malfunctions, all of it together, I could totally see that this set in this movie were haunted or cursed. Just a lot of coincidences, a lot of really tragic happenings. It's too coincidental for me to say, oh no, that's just,
Yeah. Like, I know it's silly, but I almost think like Steven Spielberg purposely cursed the set just for like a better movie or whatever, and like more that everyone would forever know that Poltergeist was cursed and all of these people lost their lives because of it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't put it past them. It's the only movie of that type to be rated PG-13 when it should be rated R. Even back in 1982. Like, this movie is messed up.
Yeah.
Weird.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Really?
It's heartbreaking that both the young actresses who were a part of like the cast, they were casted in the nuclear family, that they both passed away so young and in such tragic ways. Like, my goodness, it's awful and it's heartbreaking. And I could totally see it being a cursed film. And I haven't really, I'm not eager to jump and watch it for Halloween. Um, Even though it is like classified as a classic Halloween movie, it's just not, I don't know, it doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah. I remember the first time I heard about the skeletons being real, and I was like, that is so demented. Like, that bothers me so much. I didn't know the actress didn't know, though. I thought that was like, that they all knew. So that's crazy.
Yeah, she said she had no idea. And she was pretty shocked. I mean, obviously, she's like shooting who knows how many takes in a muddy water pit with real human remains. Like that's
Scary.
that
That's so
is
sick.
traumatizing.
Yeah.
Absolutely traumatizing. And for what? To make a movie? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It creeps me out.
Well, I would curse a movie like that too. I don't know. I don't trust Steven Spielberg. I don't trust him. I don't like that. It's not good. Ugh.
But he did save Oliver from the possessed doll.
True. I mean, I've only seen it once, but once is enough. But my movie tonight is one of my favorites, and I watch it every Halloween, and it's The Shining. So, The Shining, it's kind of a toss up because the actual hotel that it's based off of is known to be pretty haunted. But the set itself, it had some funky things happening, but it wasn't like, I don't know if I would really deem it haunted, but it's just interesting. So, The Shining, if you guys don't know, this is no spoiler alert. It's been out for
Sorry, my air
decades.
conditioning kicked on.
I don't know.
Well, you've had decades to watch it. But The Shining is based off of a real hotel in Colorado, and it's called the Stanley Hotel. So the Stanley Hotel was created by a couple from Massachusetts. They moved to Colorado, and they created this hotel. So the Stanleys, unfortunately, have since died since opening the Stanley Hotel, but some say they never left. Mr. Stanley has been known or has been seen hovering behind employees at the front desk, and Mrs. Stanley can still be heard playing the piano in the hotel. So pretty interesting stuff. Now, how did Stephen King get the idea off of the Stanley Hotel to create The Shining? Well, he stayed there. In 1973, he checked into the hotel for a one-night stay with his wife, and they were the only guests in the hotel that night. So that's something to remember.
Did he plan it like that, or like there just no one checked in that day, or was he like, I need the whole place by myself?
I don't think he rented out the whole thing himself. It was all he would like. He didn't know that it was haunted and that he was going to have experiences that would start this. Yeah. So they stayed for the night. They're the only ones there, and coincidentally or not, I don't know, he stayed in room 217, which to this day is the most haunted room at the entire hotel. Very interesting. So it was inspired by the events that happened after he spent time there, like the dreams that he had and different stuff like that. So he got this whole idea because of where it is in Colorado. It's so beautiful, the drive out there, and you can even see it a little bit in the movie. Now, they didn't film at the hotel. They filmed at like a set, but they used a lot of pictures from the hotel and in different moments like that. But they still use part of the drive, and it's so out in the middle of nowhere. It's so secluded that he felt like if I was out here any longer, like I would go mad from the seclusion, right? And that's kind of the basis of The Shining. So some other things that people have experienced working at the hotel in real life was in 1911, one of the housekeepers, Elizabeth Wilson, was electrocuted during a lightning storm. Now, she wasn't killed, but it happened in room 217.
What?
Yep.
That's gnarly.
Yeah.
What is she? Was she like touching the like those water heaters or something?
No idea. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. This was 1911. I mean, I don't know like the full facts of how she got electrocuted, but
Tell me the facts.
I don't know. That's all the facts I got.
Show me the facts.
I don't know. So,
America has the right to know.
yeah.
The world.
So over the years, every single room in the hotel has had experiences. Okay, so it's not just 217, but that is like the hot spot for paranormal activity to happen is 217. Okay, so they've all experienced something, whether it's like moving your clothes, or your clothes are mysteriously unpacked. Goodbye.
Are they at least put like in drawers? Like,
yeah,
that's so sweet.
it is so sweet, but also like Hotel California,
Right.
you come but you can never leave, like, or you can
That's
stay.
what that song's about.
Have you ever heard the lyrics of the song?
No. Welcome to Hotel California.
Do, 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 do. Such a love.
Such a lovely place. Such a
Such a
lovely face.
Living it up at the Hotel California. Do, 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 do. What a nice surprise.
Where does it say you'll never leave?
The guy at... Where's my phone? Thing I remember, I was running for the door. I had to find the passage back to the place I was before. Relax, said the night man. We are programmed to receive. You can check out any time you like, but you can never leave.
That means you can leave the hotel, but you can't leave California.
No, you can check out at the front desk anytime, but you can't get through the doors.
How rude.
So, your clothes can mysteriously become unpacked and items moving on their own, lights turning on and off themselves. And the fourth floor is often filled with a spectacular laughter of children giggling and running down the halls. Yikes. However, the staff at the Stanley are quick to point out that there are never any reports of sinister or evil events happening here because there are only happy ghosts at the Stanley Hotel. End quote.
Not buying it.
Yeah. So if you guys have seen The Shining, but you want to know more about the Stanley Hotel, Ghost Adventures did a really good episode on it. They actually go into the back storage place where the sinister spirits are said to live. And it's really a good episode. It's season 4, episode 5. Highly recommend it. It's a good one. But let's get into the actual Shining. So, like I said, there's creepy things that happened on set, but I don't know if it's paranormal. I mean, I think it could be, but whatever. So, the biggest thing to me that is like unexplainable was the fires that happened that burned down 2 of the sets. Yeah, I know. So they never discovered what caused the fire, but it burned down 2 sound stages, and threatened the third at the studio. And like completely crisped. And there's a really ick picture of the set like all burned down or whatever. And one of the directors is leaning against it laughing, and they're like, oh, they have no idea why he's laughing, but they think he thought of how ironic it was that at the end of The Shining, the hotel burns down, and then their sets were burning down.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Yeah. So that's where it's like, oh, I don't know. And then another very interesting that happened was this picture of the bartender and Jack Nicholson and one of the directors at the bar. So this is a very famous few scenes of The Shining where Jack Nicholson is going to the bar a lot and drinking a lot, and the bartender's there and he's having multiple conversations with him. So the one of the director's daughters snapped a picture of them all standing at the bar, and there's two heads in the picture that the bartender knows for absolute certain that they were not there. Like, he was like, no one can explain who they are, no one knows their faces, but they're standing right next to like Jack Nicholson. So if they were real humans, there's no way they'd be able to get on set. And like, they've passed, it's like a very famous picture, and they've passed it around to everyone, and everyone's like, I have no idea who these people are. So that, I think, is like the creepiest part. Like, well, that's pretty cool, you know.
The spirits are just like, hey, I want to.
Hey.
Yes. So the bartender told us that he is 100% positive that those people were not on set when the photo was taken, and nobody can identify him. And he claims that the room was cleared most of the time whenever the other director, Kubrick, had photos like these taken, aside from the actors, his assistant, and daughter who was taking the photos. So that's his like way to kind of stop any debunking, is like, no, this director, who is notorious for being very demanding and meticulous on set, was very adamant about no one else is allowed when we're taking like candid photos of them on set, like for, you know, stills and stuff.
Wow.
So I don't know. I think it's pretty interesting. I love The Shining, and I mean, there's a part of me that wants to believe that it was a haunted movie set, and because of the other ungodly amounts of just really sad and messed up stuff that happened during the filming of The Shining, I think in a way it is haunted. But the fact that the sets burned down, they have no idea why, and the possible spirits in the picture, I think it constitutes being a pretty haunted hotel. Well, a haunted movie set. Definitely a haunted hotel. Yeah, let me clarify that real quick. But yeah,
Yeesh.
highly recommend watching The Shining if you haven't yet. It's a good one.
So, quick question: what made the director so notorious? Like, why was he known to be such like a?
Well, it was such a toxic set. The main character, the wife in the movie, was so far, I mean, just emotionally abused and just treated like a piece of crap the entire time they were filming. It was supposed to be 17 weeks of filming, and it did not end there. It was so prolonged, and it's because this specific director, Kubrick, I think I'm saying that right. Let me double check. Oh, Kubrick is known for making people reshoot over and over and over and over and over again. He had like not so recently, but within the last like 15 years, he did a movie with Tom Cruise, and he made Tom Cruise walk through a door frame 95 times.
Jeez.
Just walking through the door frame.
Because he wasn't walking properly, or what?
Yeah, not the way he wanted him to. 95 times. And then there's a scene where Jack Nicholson is walking up the stairs, and he made him do that like over and over and over again. And there's like a funny memory or whatever from the set where after every take, Jack Nicholson would turn to him and go, was that good? Was that the one? And he would go, yeah, it was good, but let's make it perfect.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. And then the papers, the all work and no play makes Johnny a dull boy. So those, every single piece of paper it was written on. So it was like 1,500 sheets of paper.
What?
Yes. That they had to like manually type out.
Because they did it that many times?
No, because he's writing his whole plan in the movie. Let me just completely spoil the movie. Is that he's a writer, but he's not making any money, and they're like struggling, and then he gets offered this job to be the groundskeeper at this hotel during its off season. So during the winter time, they need someone to watch it, and he can bring his wife and his son. And the only catch is that you cannot leave the hotel because the snow is so crazy in Colorado that it will snow in everything and you won't be able to leave.
Do they leave you with like enough food and stuff?
Yeah. We're completely secluded from everything. And so he's like, this is the perfect job for me because it gives me a chance to finish my novel. And they get there, and then very soon after they get there, Jack Nicholson's character starts developing signs of psychosis due to seclusion, but also
The hotel itself is
hotel-
like evil.
yeah, it like changes you. Well, the son in the movie has the shine and he's able to see spirits. So the son, who's like a maybe like 5 or something, is able to see all these spirits and like how they died. And it also kind of ties in like with the Native American genocide and massacres, and that's what like the blood rushing through the hallway scene is supposed to symbolize. So all around, like the Stanley Hotel itself is haunted in its own way, and then The Shining took a haunted place and turned it into something even more evil and terrifying. So if I was Mr. or Mrs. Stanley, I would be pretty peeved about them like making my hotel seem really shicey too. So who knows? But yeah, the main actress, I'm sorry, she was so emotionally abused, I'm like jumping around, that she started to lose a lot of her hair on the set.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's where I'm like, I like screw these directors. Yuck. But he was just not a good person to work for. And I think that also can add to the negativity. If there's any like negative energy or negative spirits screwing up the set. Yeah, that's what I think. I mean, I don't know. What do I know?
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am talking about The Conjuring, about Ed and Lorraine Warren when they helped the Perron family. And it's based off a true story back in 1670. So this beautiful family with like, I think it was 5 daughters, right? That's right? Yeah.
It's 1670?
That's what my thing said.
1970.
That does look like a 9.
Where are you at? I was wondering what the fuck. Where is it at?
Don't look at it. It could be both. Look, it could be a 9 or a 6.
That's a 6 for sure.
It could be a 6 or a 9.
How could that be a 9? Oh, I see how it could be a 9.
Yeah, see? A 6 or a 9. Keep them guessing. That's how I got A's in math, okay?
Well, since Ed and Lorraine are from this century.
You know, all right.
Time
So,
traveling.
1970.
Is that a 6 or a 9? What's the answer?
I think it's not. It's a 9. It's a 9.
Okay, so I am talking about the Conjuring movie where the investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren helped out the Perron family, right? So this is based on a true story, and this family moved into this, essentially what they thought a beautiful home was back in 1970. And
1670?
Good. Keep going.
And I think they had 5 daughters, right? If I remember correctly.
I think it was 5.
Yeah,
4
so they
or 5.
4 or 5 daughters.
They had a gang of daughters.
Yeah, they had a handful.
And she was a
literally.
single mom.
No, she wasn't.
Wasn't she?
No, they were married.
Oh, I thought she was a single mom.
Because then the husband grabbed all the girls, threw them in the car, stay in the car. Not like that, but like, because the mom was all possessed. But
Oh. Ugh.
yeah. So it's about this family where they move into this house that they thought was beautiful, and it ends up being super scary and creepy, and like a dark spirit is in there that possesses the mother. And then, right? So the actual set was, they had some hauntings, and the first kind of eerie thing was the little actress that played the youngest daughter. Her name is Joey King. She like would show up or just to set with like all these bruises all over her body, but she did no stunts. Like there was no reason for her to have the bruises. Yeah. And then they invited some of the like family members to come on set to just like kind of see it because it is about them, and crew members.
Real family?
Yeah.
Oh my
Um,
god.
and crew members noticed that like around like the family when they were on set, there would be like weird like wind gusts around them, but like the trees that were just like across from them were like still.
Ooh.
What the heck?
Yeah, so they're like, that's weird. And then shortly after the family visited, the hotel all the actors and like crew members were staying in burned down and they had to evacuate.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, pretty crazy, right? But there's more.
Oh god, great.
Oh.
The director, I think his name is James Wan. I don't know if I said that right. But
Mm-hmm.
he was working in his office and nobody was there anymore. Like he was working late. But he had his dog, and his dog was just like barking into nothing. So like he went to like check it out, see what's going on, couldn't find anything that would like make the dog bark. But when he came back, like he was still just barking into like nothingness and like growling. Like, what?
Ew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the actress that played the investigator, Lorraine, the actress was named Vera. I don't know how to say her last name.
Farmiga, I think.
Farmiga. She refused to read the script at night or take it home with her because she said that it gave her like an uneasy feeling, like she was being watched.
Ew.
Yeah. And then she said that one time she went to open her laptop to read the script and it looked like on her like screen that like 3 slashes were on it, like if a creature had done it.
What?
Mm-hmm. Pretty wild.
That is yuck. And
Yeah.
that's the thing too, like I know a lot of people like believe or they think it's possible that when you watch like scary movies or paranormal movies or paranormal shows that like you're inviting that thing to come with you or whatever, you know? And I know actually it was The Conjuring that they put like real, they were talking about like, oh, we put real demons in there, right?
In the third one, I think it's the third one.
What about the nun?
No, the
Oh, the locket?
the man that killed, I can't remember the premise of the story. Who claimed to have been possessed when he killed someone, and the end, like the end credits play like the exorcism tapes.
Oh, I remember. I remember that.
Yeah.
I actually I really like all the Conjuring movies. They're really scary, but they're really good.
Yeah, that one I was like, okay, I didn't ask to hear those real tapes of a demonic voice, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not not a big fan. They're good movies. The yeah, I thought they were good, but again, like I don't know, I'm just getting to be like more of a wimp in my older age where I don't want to really have to watch like 3 hours of The Office just to go to sleep at night.
Right.
Yeah.
Like a ocean documentary.
Yeah.
But the ocean's just as scary.
Yeah.
It
No
is.
lie. No lie.
It definitely is.
Ugh. It's crazy to think like how many sets or plays, because we could have talked about haunted sets for like Broadway and shows. Yeah, that would be
What
like
is the one from The Office?
Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd.
No, where Pam thinks the set is haunted. Tell the man in black.
Oh
I
no,
say hello.
the
That's the bar.
the bar.
Oh, the bar.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm fine, bitch.
It's just like,
Ah.
no, it's really haunted.
Right. Yeah.
The the theater legend, you are not allowed to speak the name of Shakespeare's play.
Which one?
It starts with an M
I don't know it.
because it brings about like all sorts of accidents or travesties.
What? That's a scary one?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of it.
It's
Like, it sounds familiar, but I don't think I remember it.
honestly, I've seen the play. I like the play. It's
The
so
play is
good.
great.
It's
I
so
know.
good.
And like I said in the witch trial episode, it is said that Shakespeare pulled the writings from King James VI's demonology book, that he pulled inspiration from that. And there happens to be they're the three twisted sisters. But they're these witches, and like Bubble Bubble Toil and Trouble came from that
Fire
play.
burning.
I don't know any of that.
Anyways, it's they're one of their like spells that they do in that.
Got it.
But it's a cursed play, so anyone that puts the production on, you have like scary things that happen. People get injured, sets are destroyed, like fires start,
Lights malfunction.
yeah, everything kind of can go wrong, so it's not a lot of people want to do it, but it's a good show. But in the theater world, if you're like backstage and you say the word, you have to like do a whole thing to try to like counteract the curse.
Yeah, a whole
Yeah.
ritual to.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like you just don't say it at all, because even if you're not doing that,
I want to say it's so bad now. You guys keep telling me not to say it.
Well, if you're even not doing that show, but any show that you do and you say it. But also when it comes to curses or black magic, it really only exists if you give it the power to.
Food for thought.
Yeah, food for thought. So yeah.
Well, thank you, Twisted listeners, for tuning in.
Yes, thank you so much. And again, if you guys are watching this on our YouTube, hello. And if you're not, our YouTube is 3 Twisted Sisters Podcast. We're all pretty much dressed up as the a character from our scary haunted movie set. Britt definitely takes the cake. She looks like an adorable clown.
Just like
Oh, thank you.
If that's possible.
She looks so cute.
Yeah.
It's so hot in this thing. Oh my
You
God.
would have never known. You pulled it off. You look so cool.
You do.
Thank you. I'm missing my hat. If you guys would love to see.
I like it.
So cute. And I don't like clowns, but that's
Maybe
so
it's the color
cute.
pattern that makes it so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not as like sinister
There's
looking.
like,
Yeah.
there's not like a dark red.
Yes. Ugh. Or like a beaten, tattered outfit. Yikes.
Yeah. Ew.
Yikes.
But anyways, if you guys have a haunted movie set or show set that you want to tell us about, or if you really loved some of the movies that we talked about today, definitely let us know. We want to hear what you guys think. If you have any spooky stories at any of the places that we talked about today, let us know. We would love to hear it. You can comment on our YouTube. You can follow or message us on Instagram and TikTok at _3 Twisted Sisters, or you can send us an email to 3twistedsisterspodcast@gmail.com. We want to hear your stories, so let us know.
Yes, and if there's any PSA, if there's any theater kids, tell us your stories. Did you have anything strange or odd happen in your theater? That would be fun too.
Did you have a theater ghost? Because everyone has one.
Alrighty, you guys. We hope that you have a great rest of your day and that you take care and stay
Twist.